I had the surgery in actually March 31st, 2006 with Dr. Oliak, and surgery has changed my life forever. I used to be pretty much addicted to food. As I was eating one meal, all I would think about is what I would be eating at the next meal, or what it would be, or how great it would be, and I was completely obsessed with food. Day after day, that's how it was. I ended up getting up to a size 28. I was very unhappy on the inside. I portrayed a happy person on the outside, but because of how I looked and felt, I didn't feel good and was kind of depressed on the inside. Didn't know how I was going to get out of that. My brother had this surgery a few years prior to myself having it. So I came to Dr. Oliak and ended up having the procedure, like I said, in March of 2006. The lap band, first of all, you have to really think when you eat. When I eat, I have to be very conscious of, I have to chew my food very well, I have to make sure I'm not putting too much food in my mouth. But before, when I ate, it was just, basically shoveling it and getting it. It wasn't barely even tasting it. It was just getting the food in. I wasn't paying attention to what or how I ate. With the lap band, that wasn't the case. I have to make sure that I, again, chewed my food up very well, couldn't take too big of bites. I could actually sometimes feel the food as it was going down. You feel it as it hit the band, and you become very conscious. The whole act of eating became just that. It was an act. It was something I had to pay attention to, something I had to really be aware of as I was eating, and I never did that before. I just ate the food and never thought about it. Not the case with the lap band. And obviously I paid attention to eating only till I was satisfied, not eating till I was full, and that was a big thing. A lot of times after a meal prior to the lap band, I would eat so fast and wouldn't pay attention, and before I know it, it's almost to the point where you have to loosen up your clothing because you're so full you're not paying attention. Not the case now. I eat until I'm satisfied. When I no longer feel that I'm hungry, I'll stop eating, and whether there's one bite on the plate or half the plate left, that's fine. I can push that away, and that would have never occurred to me to do prior to the lap band. I would continue to eat, even if I was full. If there was 3 bites left on the plate, I'd finish it because it was there, and that was what I would do. My attitude and behaviors have changed since surgery, especially towards my attitude towards food and how I feel about it, or how I think about it actually rather than feel. I used to be basically obsessed with food and would eat it as I was eating it, think about what I would be eating next, or the next helping. I lived meal to meal, and that was how my day went. And as my day ended, it would be what would I be eating the next day. Obviously now my attitude about food is not the same. I feel now that food is basically the fuel that gets my body going. It's not a way of life for me. My life is what I live on the outside. It's not what I put into my body. That's the biggest change that I've had as far as the food or the behavior, and obviously the attitude as well. Behavior changes is probably the easier part of it because it's more of a function that you do. The attitude is the harder thing to change, and that has definitely changed for the better in most everything I do now versus how it was before. I was always a happy person on the outside, but was not happy on the inside because of how I act, or rather how I looked or how I felt. And that has obviously changed as I've lost the weight. My attitude about myself has changed, knowing that regardless of what I do or how I do it, I am a good person, and I can be happy and proud of what I've accomplished. And knowing that, I know I can do anything I need to do in life. That's also with my children. My children have seen the changes I've made, and it's made some positive changes for them in the way that they eat and their healthy attitudes about it. And they're also proud of the progress I've made and how far I've come from the original. Like I said, I was a size 28 to begin with. I'm now about a size 12, and it's just a fabulous change in what they've seen and what I do with them that I didn't do before. I would turn down party invitations or invitations to go to different places because I would be embarrassed or would feel uncomfortable or didn't want to be seen in public. And we don't do that anymore, and we only turn down an invitation if there's something that we obviously have planned other than that. And so we get out and we are able to do more because of, again, the attitude and how I feel about myself. And the surgery gave me that attitude and gave me the tools I needed to get the weight loss and what I needed to do and get myself healthy.